Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. Today we're having a conversation with Spirit. This is going to be a little bit similar to the open reading, but more conversational, let's say. So, for the first pile, we have Scorpio, Leo, Pisces, and Aries. And your card is Ilp the Retriever. For the second pile, we have Aquarius, Taurus, Sagittarius, and Virgo. Your card is a collective of pixies. For the third pile, we have Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, and Gemini. And your card is the Pook. It's interesting that they're all a little bit similar in this slender figure, and the characters have something in common, so very interesting. Sorry for the noise. Okay, sorry about that. So I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile using your zodiac sign, the card for the chosen pile, or your intuition. I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1, your card is Ilp the Retriever. So I think that Spirit wants to talk to you about something that you might have lost or that you feel like there's no hope for. I think that Spirit wants to tell you that there's a way that you're not seeing right now to achieve something that you thought was lost, or to keep yourself loyal to your purpose, to your path in this life. Okay, so let's ask for more information on this subject. What is it that you have lost that you might want to consider or to encounter? Create happiness. So maybe expectations of fulfillment and success, your own idea of I think the Spirit wants to say aim higher. You deserve paradise. It's like you deserve to live where the gods live, like Mount Olympus, somewhere sacred. You deserve that abundance, that infinite prosperity. And I think that Spirit wants to show you a path, like a specific path towards this. Okay. Sorry. So, we have Moon in Scorpio with power. And Moon in Sagittarius with optimism. Yeah, that's why there's great power in optimism. It's so obvious. So I think that the path towards what you want really is still open. It's still available, and it's much more than what you are envisioning at the moment. And Spirit is inviting you to open yourself to even higher dimensions, to expand your horizons. Okay, so how would that path look like? the creator, consciousness. This is the Chariot, creating exactly what you want. Wow. This is blooming or blossoming, and it's the Queen of Pentacles. I think this is about working on something and doing it exactly the way you want it, and not, it's like being the origin of that power, of that connection, and not being too susceptible to outside forces, maybe. The Tower. Okay. And guidance. Three of Pentacles. I think that Spirit is telling you that whatever happens on the outside, it doesn't really matter. What you have to constantly go back to the beginning. Whenever you feel like circumstances outside of your control and people outside of your, let's say, your most, well, people are outside of your connection. Your connection to Spirit is unique. It's your own, like, guiding principle. So whenever things start to get chaotic and you feel like you are being drawn into drama and things that you can't control, you should get back to the, the basics, the principles that you applied in the first place. The original dream. There's something about the original, the origin, because the creator is the origin. Can we have more? So this is a conversation, right? So can we have more clues about this origin? What is it? What is this origin? Speculation with Jupiter in Cancer. And affair with Mercury in Leo. This origin. So I think that maybe there's someone very specific who is kind of interfering with your idea. It's someone that kind of has that pathway towards you, that has some kind of access. It's like they have a connection, but they see things through a mirror or maybe through a screen, and they're not completely knowledgeable about you and about who you really are. And maybe they're not available to understand that, because the speculation here, Okay. So what do we need to know about this person? Expectation. You see, expectation, speculation, so it's something that it's a thought form, but it's something that it's not real, right? You're waiting for something to happen. You are expecting something to happen. You speculate about something, but it's not sure. You're not sure, or that person isn't sure. There's it needs clarification, and it needs excuse me, it needs something to happen in the real life, and I don't think it's happening. It's just more of like a mirror And there's something about this specific person that has a connection to that thing that you have to kind of start from the beginning. You have to get back to that the loyalty to yourself, or to truth, or to some sort of truth about yourself, or to be truthful with that person, to be truthful about how you feel about that person, or wow, Mars in Aries with impulsiveness. So maybe you feel like that person is a little bit too strong for you. It's too much Mars energy for you. You need more grounding. See, the horse is flying. The horse is completely in the air, and it's just this impulse forward, and it's a powerful force, but it's not grounded in any way. And it also can be the energy that you feel from the outside, like everything is so volatile, and it's possibly it's also indicating that you need guidance. Okay, so we ask for guidance. So whenever this energy comes towards you that it's not grounded and it's throwing you off, what is the advice? The excluded. 5 of Pentacles. And participation with the 4 of Wands. This is kind of like almost the opposite energy. Excluding and participate. So knowing when to retreat and when to participate. Okay. But is there any... So is this about timing, or is this about specific themes? Consciousness. I think that you have to see things from a very unique lens, like to see yourself as someone who is not a part of any group and who is not a part of any... When I say group, I see like, groupthink. Like you have a very unique perspective to... your perspective is very unique. So always work with that. Always give yourself space to be unique. Always give yourself space to be different. So whenever this happens, you know exactly when to participate and when to retreat. There's another thing that I think is coming through here, is that you're really, I think Spirit wants to tell you that you're really on the right track. So if you have any doubts, don't. You're doing very special things and very powerful. There's a powerful move that maybe it's a decision, maybe it's something that you are changing in your life that's really impactful. So this is also saying that you're on the right track. Keep, going. Keep going, keep working towards that dream. Aim very, very high. Aim as high as you can imagine, and continue to nurture this sense of optimism with your energy and your attention, to focus on that. If you focus on your energy on that optimism and on that expansion, you will not be affected. Because maybe some people need to be put on the outside for now, because they're not really... Why? So this is a conversation, right? So why do they have to be excluded? Slow down. With the impulsiveness, yeah, I think that they have to be excluded because they're too brash. They want things to move very quickly. And that's not the way that it's healthy for you. And for the situation and for everything around you. So some people need to kind of calm down and be put in their place somehow, because it's like they want, maybe they're greedy, or maybe they want, what do they want? Yeah. So what? Oh, experience with the Three of Wands. I think it's like they had a taste of something and now they want more. They want to enjoy, they want to experience the situation. But everything needs to move very slow so that you can modulate this focus, and so that you can keep that focus, and you can keep your energy levels and your attention, and so that you're not breaking that bond with yourself, that bond with spirit that allows you to be loyal to your essence and truthful, authentic. It's like you have a very specific personality. Whoever I'm talking to, I feel like you have a very particular personality that maybe you have tried to kind of shape into something that was easier for other people to digest or to live with. And now I think it's the time for you to not do that anymore, and to enjoy yourself completely, even the parts that you might have left out because of society, or because of family expectations, friendships, work, specific contexts that maybe because I feel like this need to constantly adapt to outside situations, or to things that you don't control and that are outside of your control. And now you can put those things in their place. You don't need to engage. Morality with the Queen of Swords. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need to fit in any box, in any set of preconceived ideas. You can be completely different from everyone else that because if you start doing things your own way, you will also find other people who might be much more similar to you, of course, because you start to you start to emanate this different energy, and the ideas start circulating, and people can come to you also, and you are going to come to them. So there's definitely a change. Maybe even your social circles will change. The people who you are working with will change. I also feel like there's this expansion might also imply that you are working with people who are from other countries or from other cultures. Okay, do we have any more questions? So, do we have more advice? Moment to moment with the Two of Pentacles. and the Eight of Pentacles with the mundane. It's like everyday life. I feel like you so at the same time, there's kind of a warning here that you don't exclude yourself completely from what's happening. So I think that you should be on the lookout for what is changing in the landscape, whatever opportunities might come, because sometimes out of crisis come the opportunities. And I think you're going to have a lot of opportunities coming to you. So another advice that I'm getting is that don't overlook the day-to-day, like something you see on the news, something you see, someone is speaking about like a law that is changing, or that there's this opportunity if you do things in a certain way, or because things are going to change a lot. They're very volatile, and I think that's kind of a collective thing right now, of course, but there's going to be a lot of opportunity for you in very like a mundane settings, like someone is speaking and that conversation kind of develops into something more serious, and suddenly like you have a big work opportunity, or a very you make a really great contact that will allow you to expand a project that you are working on, or to manifest a dream that you had, or maybe even know people who are, those people that you were searching for, that are more like yourself, and then that respect you for who you really are. Because you're someone really different. I feel like you're someone who is really, there's an originality, there's uniqueness, a difference that needs to be explained slowly, and people who are very kind of judge you quickly, or that really want everything all of a sudden, it's really putting you off. So there's a lot of opportunity for you to change your social, even your social standing, like your social circle, your social standing. There's an opportunity here for you to expand your horizons, to achieve like a great abundance. And you're going to get it in a really mundane task, or something that you're doing, like this kind of a habit. Like people have this habit of going for a stroll, going for a walk, or walking the dog, or going shopping at a specific time. And there's something in your habits, in something maybe you change in your habits, that also allows you to know things. So interesting. Thank you so much for this. It was so inspiring. I feel like I am in contact with someone who is really unique and has a personality that's very out of the ordinary. So it's very interesting to have this this energy. Thank you so much for this. And yeah, if you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2. Your card is a collective of pixies. A collective of pixies is about helping out or getting help from friends, being in a cooperative group. So being a part of a group also. Okay, so this is the theme. Let's have this conversation with spirit. So first, I want to know more about this theme. Okay. Sad news. And military person. Okay, so maybe this is about, there's something on this pile that is about a collective that was affected by possibly some event that had to do with a military operation, or with the military, or with people who are in the military. So I'm this is such a serious and heavy subject, and I hope that I can channel this message in a way that is sensible and useful. So this is about possibly current events who are personally, directly affecting someone's emotions, or someone very close to you. Because there's this also this sense of being a part of a group. So maybe this is not you directly, but it's a part of a group, right? And it's there's this empathy. Okay. Again, Jupiter in Cancer. It also came out in the first pile with speculation. Sorry for the focus. Yeah. I'm getting something about a country, like a homeland, because Cancer is about the home. It's about the place where you feel at home. Resourcefulness with the sun in Cancer again. And it's about the resources of your home or homeland. The resources of your home. And the people who are loyal and cooperative, possibly also wearing uniforms. It can also be many types of uniform. This specific card can be like doctors, firefighters, people that serve, people in service that use resources to create a homeland, or to define a homeland, I don't know. Because the speculation here with the Jupiter and this alchemical symbol, it's kind of telling me that like there's a process of negotiation and of creation. So it's like, it's as if a country is being created from, it's like the inception moment. Wow. I mean, I don't have any I don't have expertise or profound knowledge of what is happening in current events, like in politics or in geopolitical, subjects, and I can't really expand too much. I just want to have this more emotional and empathetic approach to this, because I'm out of my depth. So I hope that you understand this, that I'm trying my best, and I feel like some specific news, some specific information wants to come out, and Spirit wants to talk about this, and I'm going to honor that and respect that, but I am going to, stay in my lane, and I'm going to do my best. So, okay. Apologies if I am just too ignorant to, go in depth, but I will try to at least be useful. Okay. King of Arrows. So Spirit, why? There's someone. To me, this is a specific person, and I think that this is a person who is very much like, here's my boundary, and this is, I am doing this, I am imposing this boundary, and I'm defining something very, very well. I have a very specific idea of how things should be. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I am doing it. So this for me is someone who is really confident, and is also knowledgeable. And so we have the snake, and this is Garuda. Garuda is like an eagle god, which is interesting. So the eagle is a very, very powerful symbol. And you have the, of course, you have the eagle, the American eagle, but you also have a very powerful European symbol in heraldry, that is the bicephalous eagle, which I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the symbol of Russia. But I'm not sure if it's also used in Germany. So maybe these countries are defining something, because I think that this is about this I didn't want to do this, in my readings, because it's such a touchy and complex and nuanced subject. Like I'm trying to be cautious, and I don't really want you to think that I have this very like an opinion that's really well grounded, because I would need to do so much study and so much, investigation. But I'm just seeing the symbols and this really strong position. 10 of arrows. I think, yeah, that this is a really, this is causing a lot of worry and anxiety. The moon. But there's so much that we don't know. There's so much fear because there's so much unknown. 2 of arrows or 2 of swords. Again, the unknown. Having the faith, like taking a leap of faith. I think that also this reading is trying to tell me that Spirit wants to tell you that, and I hope this is useful, most of the fears are not going to manifest because they're just a part of not knowing. They're just part of the uncertainty. And there's a lot of resources that are going to be allocated into the creation of something new. Possibly something that will change the face of the political, world. And you, specifically this pile, someone here is a part of that. Someone here is working on that also. And someone here needs to hear this because they're being affected by this fear. Okay. So, can we know more about what's happening and where this is taking us? The wild card. There's a lot of things that are still up in the air. But this is a part of the creation of something new. It's almost like there's a new country being created or something. There's a new entity being birthed. And this is a part of those like birthing pains. The Three of Cups. Yeah, that's possibly an agreement or a collaboration between these three entities that are connected by the serpent, and but specifically by the Garuda, by the eagle. So whatever the most powerful entities that are represented by eagles. The eagle unites the snakes. That's what I'm getting. The eagle controls and unites the snakes. The eagle is the common. It's like the common energy. And it's the connector. It's the great, I imagine like this figure, this entity, this eagle, that with the wings creates this dome that imprisons the snakes. And I'm not sure if they're protecting the snakes, but I don't think they're, it's like they want to contain the snakes. They don't want to do any harm. They just want to contain the snakes. This is so metaphorical and so symbolic. And you also have snakes around Shiva's neck. And he wants to dance and love. And his ankles. And create. He's the creator, right? Well, actually, he's a destroyer, like in the Indian Trinity. Sorry, I was getting something. Wow, this is very powerful. So you have Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And Shiva is the destroyer. Brahma, the creator. Vishnu, the, let's say, the preserver. And Shiva, the destroyer. But in this specific reading, I am interpreting this energy as the creator. It's like they want to create something from out of nothing. Like this, something that never existed before. Wow, the Emperor. So there's someone in the shadows who is, I think, orchestrating this, and they will reveal themselves. They will reveal themselves eventually. Oh, okay, this card. Queen of Arrows. So maybe there's also a woman involved in this process. So you have the King of Swords, the Emperor, and the Queen of Swords. But the Fool, so maybe the Fool is the Emperor, because right now people don't see the truth, they see the Fool. But this person is the Emperor. And there are three people here, three entities, or three representatives of three great powers. So, I don't know, this kind of feels like more of a collective reading, but maybe this is useful for specifically for pile number 2. I don't know why. So maybe you are trying to make decisions, or you are being directly affected by the decisions of these entities that I'm seeing here. Okay, so why? Why? Spirit, tell us why. Do we need to know this? What do we do with this information? Main person. I think I am this is really strange. I mean, it's not impossible, but maybe I am talking to someone, or this video will reach someone who is directly, has the power to change something. Someone who has the power and the knowledge, and okay, someone who is a part of the situation directly. Court. So I think that this reading is for someone who is like an official, who has an official role, and who is also connected to people that serve. So this, but why? Why do people need to know this? Why? So what is the message for that person? Flattery with Mercury in Gemini. And order with Moon in Virgo. I think that you have to make decisions like in I am talking to someone who has to make very bold and important, impactful decisions that are part of a collective, and you need to understand more about what's happening and go beyond the mystery and beyond the illusions and beyond the fear and anxiety that is possibly taking a hold of a very large group of people. And you need to be wiser about this emperor here. It's like you need to see beyond this foolish and chaotic appearance. You need to see that there's a stability here, and there's a concrete set of ideas that's very applicable, there's an order here. And it feels like the person is two-faced, maybe. It will feel like that person changed. But actually, people created this illusion about this person. It was the fear and the anxiety and the unknown and the lack of imagination. That's what I'm seeing, like with the Ten of Swords and the Moon. I feel like there's a restriction in the imagination, in the power of imagination, and it turns into not having access to the solutions. So this reading is coming to you so that you have access to those resources, to those inner resources, and to the knowledge, because I feel like the solution is much, people think that the solution is just completely in the very material, dimensions, and it's actually in the resources of the people, the resources of like public opinion. And I feel like there's going to be a change in public opinion also. It's like you are the main person. You are the person who is going to decide, and there's a big change here. Okay. So what is this change about? Okay, 2 cards. 4 of discs and 5 of arrows, or 5 of swords. I feel like It's like someone is getting something that they haven't earned. Or it's going to be a fragile situation. That's kind of confusing. I need more information. The King of Cups. Oh, sorry about the focus today. I feel like someone is going to earn the hearts of people, and it might not be completely earned. It might be a part of a seduction process, maybe. But why? Why should we know this? Why should we? The star. I think we should aim higher. We should understand that we have to continue to aspire to something greater. And there's going to be a change, and it's going to seem like it's a victory, but maybe it's more of an acceptance of a situation. And I feel like there's kind of this opportunistic entity, opportunistic feeling. So what is the best outcome of the situation, and how can we? The Hermit. Independence, I feel. The best outcome of this situation. And how can we strive towards this? There's 3 cards here. So we have the Four of Wands, the Sun, and the King of Pentacles, Kubera. I think that there's something about being independent and self-sufficient and resourceful. It's like turning people into powerhouses, into powerful entities, powerful agents. Oh, empowering people with technology, empowering people with resources so that they can be independent. Because there is going to be this temptation to give up, to think that everything is lost. There's going to be also this temptation to try to cut back and to be less, to how do I say, to not invest, to not do something, because maybe there's this image of a person who kind of captivates the energy of people and captures their attention and kind of entertains them in a way. And it's kind of a seduction process that is not, I don't think it's enough. It's like it's going to be interesting. It's like another character that comes into the world stage or something, and to this specific situation. Oh, so maybe this is where, okay, so this is where it kind of touches you personally. I think that there's going to be this temptation. You're going to be tempted to, let's say, you're going to be tempted to feel defeated. You're going to be tempted, and I feel like there's this kind of sick seduction energy in defeat. I can't really explain this anymore, but the victory lies in independence, complete independence. The Hermit is on his own path. There's no one that can walk the path of the Hermit except for the Hermit. It's your specific path. So There's something here about you being very resilient, independent, having your own resources, developing your resources, being a very powerful agent, and also a great advocate for your own ideas, for your own, like expressing your ideas to the public, explaining how you think, explaining the situation that you're going through, being very resourceful about it, very smart. It's like rediscovering abundance as a collective also, or as a part of a collective. So maybe personally, this will affect you personally, you, because you will have to make decisions about how you make money, for instance, or how you allocate your resources, how you work, your line of work. Maybe you will change professions, or you will change your approach to your career completely because of these shifts in the world. But it's something that will grant you a lot of autonomy and independence, and it will make you resourceful. And it's really good. It's really, really positive, although it can be tempting to feel the defeat, or to be, it's like being on the side of the defeated. But it's like you don't need to be on the side of anyone. You can be independent. You don't need to take sides. You can still be a part of the collective, contribute to the collective, and not take a side, and be your own best advocate, and to stick to your beliefs, to be loyal to your beliefs, because that's also what a military person does, right? They believe in an ideal, and they're very disciplined about their ideal. Like if I want, my ideal is to be the best person that serves others, that's useful for others, like a physician, a firefighter, or someone like that, a doctor. And that's a really high standard. That's a very high spiritual standard that you are holding yourself responsible. You are holding yourself up to. So, yeah, being independent, being autonomous, having access to your own resources, developing your resources, using technology to do that, expanding your horizons, changing your career if you need to, doing the best that you can to serve others, to serve the collective, while being joyful and happy and connected to people and celebrating your victories. There's also the need to kind of expose your celebration somehow. I don't know why this might be useful. So if you are successful at doing something, don't be afraid to explain to other people what you are doing, to also share that success, because I think that other people will learn a lot from you, and you will have a lot to give others if you can, if that's a possibility for you. That's so interesting. So the pile number 2 is a very responsible person. I feel like you have a lot on your plate. You have a lot of responsibility, and the way you do things has to be very correct. There has to be a certain order and a very, strict, clear understanding of law, of how things are changing. So maybe if you want to change according to the changes in the political atmosphere, or the geopolitical atmosphere, that's something really important. But don't fall into that trap of defeat. That's the only warning that I see here. But I don't think that it will stick at all, because that's impossible for someone who has such high standards, and holds themselves up to these standards. and someone who is so disciplined. So yeah, you have my admiration. I'm very sure you have the admiration of many others. And wow, such an interesting group. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3, your card is the book. And the book is about paradoxes, about solving paradoxes, about seeing the good in the bad and the bad in the good. And it's also about information that is now available to you. So answers that might be coming to difficult questions, to possibly some like cognitive dissonances or conflicting ideas. Okay. So this is what Spirit wants to talk to you about. So what else? Good lady and unexpected money. So maybe you'll have a reward coming from a strange place. And Spirit wants to say to you that great rewards might be in strange places, unexpected places. Mercury in Taurus with resistance. Maybe it's somewhere where you don't want to go. You're kind of resisting. Saturn in Aries with risk. And Venus in Aries with lust. So I feel like you might have a preconceived idea about a place or a person. And there's actually a lot to be seen or learned or earned from dealing with that person or dealing with that place. There's resistance there. Okay, so what is that place or what is that person or both? Is it a place and a person? Maybe. Balance. This is the Temperance card. So this is kind of reconciling opposites. It's the same kind of energy. So there's resistance and lust at the same time. So there's a little bit like a pushback, but then and also an attraction. Kind of a push-pull situation. Okay, so what should you do about it? What is 3 of Stones with creativity? The Green Man, the Emperor. And the 10 of Arrows with instruction. Oh, sorry. So maybe this is not here, this is here. I don't know why. I think that you should just go somewhere and sit there and just be there. Just going somewhere and being there. It's like letting nature's spirit, like the Green Man. I feel like the Green Man is telling you that it's calling you. I feel like this is the spirit that wants to come through. It's that healing spirit of nature. The good lady is also a woman who is very knowledgeable of nature spirits, of healing practices that come from nature. And then you're kind of like working the fields and discovering something by chance. There's a fairy touching the man, blessing him with good luck. So being in nature, but in a specific place. You'll listen to it. You will know something about it. There's something like in a specific tree or in a specific landscape. It's kind of dreamy. What I'm getting is it's a really strange conversation. So it's very abstract. And the first two piles were not so easy to decipher. Because for me, I'm getting this really strange conversation. It's like having a strange conversation with spirit also. So maybe what spirit has to say is strange, or is something that you consider strange. So why is the 10 of arrows here? Why instruction? Page of arrows with Ren. It's like the whispers of nature. You need to be in nature to listen to the whispers of nature. But why? Why is this coming up? So can we have a little bit more context? Living room. So maybe you've been kind of indoors and protected and not really enjoying the outside world so much, or the nature. Bereavement. Yeah, so maybe some of you have been distant from nature and you kind of lost contact with something really precious to you, and you need to get in contact with that energy. It's like it's bubbling beneath the surface. It's like you need to access that power. That I think you need to also do some earthing. Put your feet on the ground. You need to spend more time in nature. But there's some sort of risk taking here. It's kind of unexpected. So please, Spirit, tell us a little bit more about what is this risky business? What is this resistance to this? Why is this not obvious? The 3 of Cups. Maybe you need to join someone in doing that. It's like you don't have to do it alone, or you shouldn't do it alone. You should be in good company. Good lady is also a person who protects you and loves you and wants to nurture you somehow, wants to help you. So it can also be a really good friend, a really good guide. Joining. 8 of Vessels with rebirth. Maybe it's someone who you haven't seen for a while, or a new group of people. A new group of people. I'm being drawn to this bear here. this bear can be representing the stars, like the Great Dipper. I feel like it's a metaphor for something related to the stars. It's really dreamlike, like the images I'm getting and the words that I'm getting, it's like a dream. And it's really hard for me to have a very coherent speech. I feel like I'm just going to like throw, words around, and then somehow maybe you will understand the clues, because it's really hard for me to kind of have this storyline today, specifically in this pile. I don't think that that's what you need. You really need to go out to nature, to stand there, to just be there, and just allow your thoughts to fade away like clouds, and just suddenly just be there in silence. And then you will get something. But there's this release from the root. Oh, okay. So I think that you have to get out from your routine a little bit. There's a lot of pressure building, like the volcano. There's a lot of pressure building up, and you need to release it into the earth in contact with nature, and maybe getting help from a group to do that. Maybe joining some like a retreat, or I don't know, something like that. 10 of Cups with happiness. Yeah, I really feel like you will be joining a group, or you will be joining an event that will help you achieve this relaxation, and this, especially a connection to nature and to your own essence. You really, really need this right now. It's really apparent that you need this connection. So there's this need also to disconnect. So disconnect from city life or urban life or less natural settings, and to dive into natural settings. So maybe water is also important. So somewhere near water, or somewhere that has a lot of humidity and water and green, lush, vegetation. King of Vessels with Heron. Once again, I just feel like there's this need for contemplation that's kind of urgent. But you need to take that leap and disconnect from whatever happens in this living room. Disconnect from this kind of boxed in feeling. I think that there's also something really relevant and important about your feelings and how you feel that I think you're kind of suppressing, because you are having to deal with the day-to-day life and the responsibilities of adulthood and whatever are your responsibilities and your compromises. So you really need to get in contact with how you feel, because I feel like pressure is building beneath, and it needs to be released. 8 of Stones or Pentacles with skill. I feel like you will also work better if you do this. You also, you really need to do this so that you can work, because maybe this is also blocking your opportunities. And maybe when you are doing this retreat or this meditation, or just, this kind of escape, when you are there, you're actually working. This is actual work. Wow, Two of Cups. I really feel like you will not only connect with other people better, you will also connect with yourself in a very special way. You will understand something very powerful about yourself, how you direct your attention and your your energy, your creative juices also. If you are a creative person, or if you need inspiration for your daily life, or to just avert melancholy, avoid sadness, okay, so maybe for some of you, you are having mood swings, and you are having this strange feeling like things are going good, and even when things are okay, you are sad, and you can't really put a finger on what's happening and understand what is going on. It's like everything is okay. Why am I crying? Or why do I feel the urge to cry? Or why am I so sad? And I feel like you are like that because you're not listening. There's too much noise. You're not in contact with your nature. Contact with nature is contact with our nature, with what comes easy, with what comes intuitively. It's a part of your work. It's a part of who you are. And these mood swings, or this sadness that's kind of there in the background, it needs a medicine, and that medicine is nature. We have Moon in Taurus with exaltation. So yeah, you go from resistance to exaltation, to a more enhanced you, a person. It's like you, but upgraded. You need this upgrade. You need to do this upgrade. Wow. Mars in Capricorn. You need to do this upgrade to also feel like you have the authority over your life. That there's a reason behind what you are doing, that there's a meaning to what you are doing also. Even if you are going through a hard time, even if you're suffering, if you find this silence in this connection, you will understand the meaning of what you are going through. And you will also let go of I think you have a lot of, it's like, if in technical terms, you kind of have to clear the cache. You have to, you have some debris, emotional debris, and things that are stuck in your body that need to be let go. And it's in nature, it's easy to do that. It's just nature just does that to us. We don't need to pay. We don't need, we don't need to negotiate anything. We don't need to speak. There's no explanation. There's just that embrace. So what if you're not able to do this? How can you do this faster? How can you access this easily? The Knight of Bows with the Fox. I think that you have to kind of elaborate a plan. You have to have a plan, and you have to have a calendar, and you have to have maybe some more rules, and you need to follow those rules. You need to do this. Maybe you need to also include this in your routine. You need to do this more often. You can't really expect you to be as productive and creative and interesting and you know, and powerful if you are not in contact with that power, with that, yeah, with that energy that's coming to you from nature and that's waiting for you to absorb it. There's something about also like just absorbing, just being, just sitting, not really working on something, that because that's work. That's also work. We forget this so many times. We just, you know, have this it's a very common problem in modern life, that we have to be working and keeping ourselves busy constantly, because we don't consider rest and just meditation. We don't consider it work, but it is, because you're working with other elements that are just as important as the material or outside things. They are the inner resources. It's the energy that you have at the end of the day, the energy that you have to accomplish comes from within. And if you don't have that energy, you can have a lot of resources, but you can't use them because you don't have the health and you don't have the energy. So what are you going to do? You are powerless. So this is a part of your work. Wow. The Four of Bows with celebration. Yeah, I really feel like maybe being in a group that's very supportive will also help you. There's this connection that might help, you know, being like, it's also feeling at home with other people who can also facilitate this connection and make you feel like you're protected and you're guided and that you don't need to worry with the basic things in life. Like you have the food and you have the place to sleep. So yeah, so maybe like a retreat or something like that would be really helpful for many of you, or something similar, like getting help from family so that you can go and do this for yourself, you know, and know that everything is going to be taken care of in your absence, because you really need to be absent for a while. I feel like you need to be absent for a while and to connect with nature, to understand that power, to understand your own power, to harness more power, because there's a lot of pressure building and you need to also clear away a lot of debris that is blocking. It's creating resistance. It's creating negativity that is also undermining your work and the things that you need to do and that you need to build to manifest your dreams, or to materialize the dreams that are, they come naturally if you are in this state of abundance, of exaltation, of having this awareness that nature is giving and you have all the opportunities in the world. You just really have to be in the same kind of wavelength of that exaltation. Mm-hmm. You need to consider yourself also exalted, also powerful, and an authority in your life. Okay. Thank you so much for this. This is so inspiring. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.